welcome or welcome back to my channel. It is not too late. Today I'm going to go over my debt again. Just paid off my car, so we do have a little bit of flexibility, but I want to go over what my plan is and some news I haven't told you guys before. So let's start with, I'm just going to do this on paper. I'm going to write it out. Hopefully it makes sense. Feel free to put suggestions, whatever you think. So let's start with my income. So my regular job, I get paid every 2 weeks. So for the next few months, it'll just be 2 a month. The maximum that I can get is $15.30 per check. Okay, job number 2 is monthly and I get $600, which leaves, that makes $36.60 a month. Now July, 4th of July of course is in the middle of the week, so I am not going to get paid. I'm going to scoot you guys in a little bit so you can see, hopefully, better. So I don't get paid for that day. I don't get holiday pay. I don't have any vacation pay that I can use. Just a minute. So I'm not going to get paid on that day. So I already know one July check is going to be short. What have we got? Okay, my surprise goes here. And this is job number 3. So my husband and I think I've mentioned before, we have a small business. This business only runs about 6 or 7 months out of the year. And the starting point for it is coming up in mid-July that it starts. It's very specialty. It is very difficult to know how many jobs we're going to get. My husband does most of it. It is very strenuous, but it is extremely lucrative. So we are hoping that starting July 15th, we'll start to get some of those jobs in, and that is going to help take care of a lot of this mess that we're in. But we can't rely on it. We might get one job through the end of the year, or we might get, 20. We're just going to have to wait and see. So, but those jobs, they're pretty set. And those make $1,575 per job. So the most that we could do and get done is 3 a week. But like I said, we have to actually get the job. There's not a lot of people that do this particular thing in our area. It's very area specific. But it's based on need. There's not a lot of people that do it, but there's not necessarily a lot of people that need it. So if we could get, I would be happy if we got one a month. I would be really happy if we got 2 a month. And this goes mid-July through mid-February. So what is that? August, September, October, November, December, January, February. 7 months. That would help immensely. That would, take care of our roof. Basically, what, it wouldn't, but it would just ease things up a lot. So, the other thing that happened this week, which we kind of knew, but we didn't really. So after I did my budget, for last paycheck, the vet had an opening, and we knew we had to bring the kittens in before they could get neutered. Well, they needed shots and all the different things, and they wanted to do testing. So my job too for this month went to pay that vet bill. And I still have to go and pay to have them neutered. It is what it is. It's gonna be fine, but it does make things a little bit tight for a little bit longer. I had to pay extra on the card to get that paid off to free things up in the future. So I spent all day today kind of running numbers. What does this month look like? What does July look like? What is August? I had to go all the way to August to, just be sure that everything is in line with where I think it should be. Because a lot of what we were short, because you're saying if I freed up $550, where's that money going? Well, last year with our business, and we started late. We started in November, so we only had a couple of months. I banked a lot of that money because I knew that I was going to be short. And I knew that I didn't have enough with that huge car payment. And so between that and my credit cards, that is what has been carrying us over. So what I want to do is be able to stop using the cards completely, bank money, and get everything done. It's still tight, but I think I can do it. So I'm just looking at my notes. So I went over all of my bills again. And this is absolutely everything, including our spending, everything that I pay every month. So our bills total $3,069, which, as you can see, does not leave a whole lot of wiggle room, when I miss a day at work. Um, my high priority and my long-term savings are $510. So now we're getting super tight. If I miss any time at all from work, I mean, I'm not going to make it. So, I mean, this is where what it is. This is where we are right now. You know, and then I have a little bit for my savings challenges. Right now, what I do is take whatever I have left from my spending and my husband's spending, and that is what I play on my savings challenges. And when I get extra money, I bank it, and I usually don't empty that envelope when I do savings challenges. I just play, you know, for a little bit, and I make my games last, and that's how I do it. So I'm hoping that we'll get some jobs coming up, because that will go, you know, it basically goes a third to taxes and the business, a third to debt, and a third to savings. And because I have my emergency fund, I just do that extra savings as savings challenges. It's either going to go to my roof or my emergency fund until I get that 3 to 6 months. So I can play around. One thing I am thinking about doing is I have a couple of my let's take a look here. So I've got a couple of my long-term. So this is my car insurance. This has $755 in it. I pay my car insurance every 6 months. So right now, this is fully funded. So what I will probably do is drop down a little bit how much I'm putting into this. I'm still going to add, because that next bill is only 6 months away after that. So, you know, I want to still keep adding something to this, but for the bill that's coming in October, this is fully funded. Same thing with my car registration, also due in October. There's $150 in here right now. That bill should be around $140, and the next one doesn't come till March. So if I'm tight, you know, I'll probably put, you know, $5 in it or $10. It looks like I've been doing, but technically it is fully funded. Car maintenance, we just did a lot of, you know, the more expensive maintenance on the car. My husband just did the brakes. Everything is working fine on it, I hope. So I'm just going to keep doing a little bit at a time, just so I have the money if I need it, but I'm not too worried about this one right now. The emergency fund, again, I've got, you know, $1,600 in the bank for this. I'm going to keep adding to it just a little bit at a time. This is probably going to go to my roof, but I'm not overly worried about this one. If you follow Dave Ramsey exactly, I don't even know what he would say about my situation, but you know, I'm very aware that I have over 1,000 in there. My house maintenance, you know, my roof is going to cost like $15,000. So, you know, I don't know how I'm going to manage that. I've got the appointment set for August. I'm going to have to figure it out here quickly. I'm hoping that we get some jobs, and that'll help. And if I can either lower the debt or I'm going to have to do something, I'm not sure. But, you know, that bill is coming and there's no avoiding it. So, my pets, you know, I had to pay back for that appointment, so that's down a little bit. This is in addition to that paycheck too that I, you know, stole everything from. So, I don't know. And then I've got a little bit of money over here. And again, none of these are important. I mean, they're important, but they're not important. It's just my husband and I right now. If we don't do a birthday, we don't do a birthday. It's no big deal. Vacation, again, we don't have anything planned. This is mostly for if something happens with my husband's mom. She lives across the country. And he's gonna have to, you know, either drive, which we've done in the past, or get the plane ticket and, you know, either a car over there, someone's gonna have to pick him up over there. So depending on the situation, that's why we have a vacation. It's not because we're going on vacation. Gifts, you know, I do have grandkids, but they're little right now. And, you know, if I think there's 120 in here right now. If that is all I had, I could, you know, I would hit the dollar store and they would have a great Christmas and never know the difference. So, I'm not too worried about it. I might add, you know, $5 or $10. Not gonna stress about that one. Annual subscriptions. The only big thing I have is Amazon, and that is just because we live to go to anything, but I mean, there's a little tiny like convenience store down the road. To go to any kind of grocery store, any kind of store, is at least an hour away. So if we miscalculate when we go shopping, and usually we save up and we go shopping, you know, maybe quarterly. And then when I'm at work, there is a grocery store by my work, and I can go and get milk and bread if I didn't make bread, and any like fresh fruit or veg. Everything else is in the freezers or in the pantry. But like if we run out of cat food, I have not found a store that is convenient, you know, for where I go on a regular basis that has the kind of cat food that my cats eat without throwing up. So I do get that off of Amazon. our business things that we need to get, some specialty items and things, all of those come off of Amazon. And I do think that I get to write off this annual subscription. I didn't get the Prime until this year, so I haven't done my taxes really on it because it's still this year. So I think it'll be okay. And I'm not, this is another one where it's only $5 or $10 a paycheck, not overly worried about it. Clothing, again, it's just my husband and I. The only reason we have this at all is that this third job, this work that we do, it is outside. It is, if the weather is bad, it doesn't matter. You're out there in the rain. My husband was doing it last winter, in the pouring down rain in the middle of the night, and having to be out there for several hours, and then coming back here and doing kind of the lab work, starts outside, getting it processed. And so he has a full set of rain gear. I do not, but we would like to get me a full set of rain gear so that I can, and this is like heavy duty, fisherman rain gear up in Alaska, rain gear. But that is what you need to do it. So I'm hoping, that's basically what this is for, is, to get that. And if I don't get it right away, it's fine. So it'll happen when it happens. This last one right now is our business stuff. We do need, there's a lot of specialty things. There's specialty chemicals. There is, specialty paper that they want everything written on. There is, just scientific stuff. So it, it doesn't have a huge amount in it. It doesn't need this right here, what we have, and we stocked up really good last year. So we shouldn't need too much unless we get a lot of work. And if we get a lot of work, we're going to have that money to go and reinvest and get more stuff. So, I think we could probably do one job without buying anything, and then, $50 to go, and that would take us through a good chunk of the season, because a lot of things are reusable. The paper, we bought that last year. That should last us a good long time. So so now I just have to figure out about the stinking roof. But these, I wanted to kind of share the numbers now that the car is out of the way. And, our plan, because this isn't, this is $81 difference. And that is going to take a really long time to pay off our debt if $81 is the only difference, and if I miss any time at all, these numbers go down. So it is this job number 3 that we're hoping is going to pull us out of things. And then, like I said, for that roof, I'm not going to be able to wait for this. There's no way that I can make $15,000 between now and August. It's, you know, I mean, you've got to be real. So, I don't know. I don't know if I qualify for a HELOC. My credit, I'm keeping my credit good still. So I don't know if I go with like a personal loan. I don't know if the reason I'm kind of looking at a HELOC is because maybe I can roll my debt into that and just get a lower interest rate on everything. Sorry. So if I should roll everything, just into one debt and take care of it that way and make sure that I don't, get caught up on anything else. I don't know what the right answer is. So any suggestions, let me know. But this is what we're looking at right now. This is kind of my plan. My credit cards, everything pretty much has the same interest rate. So, it doesn't really matter, I guess, where I throw it at. I know, some people start with the smallest and, some get everything below 30% and then, pay them off. I don't really think it matters that much in my particular situation. So I'll worry more about it next time, but by the looks of things, I do have, a very basic plan written out, not even counting this, and the numbers are all working. So hopefully, nothing will go wrong besides the roof. And then I will, I've got to figure that out. I've got to make that, maybe make some calls this week and see what I can do about that. And then just hope for the best. We're so tired of living just barely on the edge. And I mean, we're making so much progress. We have, we've got the savings challenges, we have these binders, so big stuff like, being able to pay car insurance 6 months at a go. I do have that money set aside. I have money in the bank. There are people in much, more dire straits than I am, but it just feels like a lot because we have spent so long with just, the bare minimum. It seems like we have a lot and we don't. But hopefully it is not too late. We do have a plan and we're going to work the plan and save where we can and see if we can get this turned around and starting into our busy season and get some of these things taken care of. And I would love to get those high priority and long-term binders just done and be able to save all of that money. So that's like $510 a month extra that, if I fully fund them, that is what they take, is $510 a month. If I could do that to savings, you know, that would be amazing. But we'll see what happens. I hope you stick around. If you have any suggestions, please, please, please let me know down below, and we'll see you next time.